Hey, amazing people. How are you all doing? It's great to be here. We are going live. So much to be thankful for. I like to say grateful yet challenged. That's what we're going to talk about. But I want to stay more on the side of gratitude. And I usually always like to ask people, what is it that you're grateful for? Now, it's like you may hear it. You may hear it so many times, but my thing is this gratitude. There's a song that states, gratitude is a must. Oh my goodness. I just had some time to reflect, and it's a season of reflection. And it's also a little sentimental because sometimes when you are in gratitude, it can sometimes people will think that's all, I'm in gratitude, life is perfect, but it's not. Things do happen, but always just to stop in a moment and just to breathe and say, you know what, I am grateful and I am thankful that I am in this space at this time. And that's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. Being in the here and now. And so I've been speaking about that. And that's why I'm asking you guys, what is it that you are grateful for? Thank you for being here and thank you um, for showing up. I don't know what time zone you're in, but does it matter? Does it really matter when you are in the right now? You're in the right now. And so a lot of things has happened this year. And, in the moments of reflection, I've been thinking about my beautiful Jamaica, respect and honor for Jamaica, who's just experienced a really bad hurricane, really bad. I don't even know if that how you put it into words, but lives were lost and lives have been spared, and so we're thankful and we're grateful for that. So I always tell folks, no matter what you're going through, challenged, uh, even the challenges that you're going through, I said, grateful though challenged. So I'm not just keeping my head in the clouds as if I'm not clear on what's happening in in our world. And so that's why I always feel that gratitude is a must. I'm so grateful for that song. Kofi was her name. Gratitude is a must. And so whenever you see this, I always want to tell folks, when do you really think of gratitude? How do you show up and express yourself? Hmm. Sometimes it could be in your words, your thoughts, your deeds. Sometimes you could pay it forward. A few years ago, I remember that they had something going on. It was paying it forward. And sometimes too, paying it forward could probably not be the thing to do. I remember years ago, I think someone was paying uh, it was many, many years ago. It was so long ago. I don't know, few folks, but someone was paying for what do you call those? The meter was running out. And the meter maid told the person, you can't do that. And she said, why not? I'm just doing it for someone else. And it went into a whole bunch of things. And so when the little things like that should not stop us from operating in gratitude. There's also something that's called the Good Samaritan law. Anybody remember that? The Good Samaritan law, especially for those who are in healthcare. And there was something about that. If you look it up, you can Google it. I didn't mean to talk about it, so I didn't, but right now it says the Good Samaritan law can refer to, okay, let me just give me a second there. Oh my goodness. Hey, Robux, how are you? Yeah, so I was talking about being a good Samaritan, as they call it, a good Samaritan. Nowadays, I don't even know what's politically correct and what isn't. And it was called the Good Samaritan Law. And supposedly, it provides legal protection for individuals who voluntarily provide emergency assistance to someone in need. These laws encourage people to help others by offering, and, I'm not a legal consultant, I'm not a lawyer, none of that stuff, but it's all here on Google. And it depends on where you live, what country, and I guess what state that you're in. Does the Good Samaritan law works for you? So, in other words, we're talking about showing up and paying it forward. And some people will think that paying it forward, it's you should be able to just do what you want to do and move on and go about your business. Something that I want to share with you all, a few times that I've been traveling on the airplane and there are medical emergencies. There are so many medical emergencies. And they're always at, is there a doctor? Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, we need your attention, please. I was like, oh no, I know that. Is there a doctor or a doctor or nurse on this flight? And sometimes I'll go on a flight and I just want to relax. I want to kick back. I just want to sleep. I want to get to my destination. And then that announcement, it happens. And so, how many healthcare workers sit there twiddling their thumb? So, what do you do? What do you do? Do you get up? Do you not say anything? And usually there will be someone else on the flight who can help to support. And sometimes, too, you really have to show up and, yeah, when I say that, whatever needs to be done. Have I seen that on aircrafts? Got very, very close enough to that happening. But things can happen. So when you are thankful, when you are grateful, when you are in a space of giving back, sometimes you worry about the legalities. Oh my God, if I were to do this and something happened, will they come back and get me? Will they come to sue me or something like that? So it happens when you are in that place that you want to do the right thing, but there are restrictions and there could be loopholes. There could be loopholes. Okay. So those are some of the things that we talk about when we are looking to give back, and or we're looking to be in a place of gratitude. So where I am in the United States right now, it's considered, around the holidays, and at the time of this recording, it's Thanksgiving. It's the holidays. Guys, I want to show off my t-shirt. Yay, baby. Ooh, like my t-shirt. Right. So it's that time of the year where we're in gratitude, and it's a time of reflection. Guys, listen, if you just got here, double tap the screen. If you're on your phone, double tap the screen, not scream. Double tap double tap the screen, and give me a thumbs up. Just let me know that you're here. And yes, I do look like my avatar, don't I? Right, almost, okay. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about. So what is it that you are grateful for? Some people are listening, you don't have to, but if you ever get a chance, just drop it in the chat. What are some of the things you're grateful for? Even to say that I'm grateful for life, I'm grateful for the breath of life, I'm grateful that I have another day, I have another opportunity. I always say, I have another day, I have another opportunity to get it right. And maybe I didn't get something right, but today I am in total gratitude. Because let me tell you something, especially sometimes, I'm not saying other people don't think about this, but the moment that you're able to breathe on your own, the moment that you're able to think and speak, and something as simple as brushing your teeth, brushing your hair, putting on your glasses by yourself, you may think it's not a big deal. You may think it's, oh, I can put on my shirt, my pants, I can give myself a shower, whatever I need to do. And you may think that, oh, it just happens anyway. No, it just doesn't happen. If it doesn't happen, somebody's going to have to help you to even brush your teeth, to give you a bath, to do all those things. And people always think, oh, it's the older people. No, it's younger people. I've taken care of younger people, people in their teens, their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70, 80, 90, and people over 100 years old. Isn't that something? Isn't that something how life is, how it progressed? Because we're thinking now. I always talk about, yes, I'm in this moment. I'm in the now where I am reveling in life, that I'm enjoying it. But sometimes I get people who come on, and you get folks who come on, and they're, we call them the keyboard bandits, and they can say all sorts of mean or things that don't even make sense. And we're thinking that, oh, okay, they can do that, but they're only thinking of the now. They don't think about themselves even an hour later, right? An hour later, oh, that's fine. How about a day later? Okay, a week later, a month, a year. Okay, 5 years, 10 years. What am I getting at? Because sometimes we're in the now just for the wrong reasons. We're thinking that we can say things and do things and think it doesn't affect people, right? Because I'm doing it in the now. You may even forget what you said, probably did what you even said or thought 10 minutes ago. So why waste time when we're going to go out of our way to be mean, to because we want to be funny and things like that? Stuff like that happens. So I would say make the best of your now and your time, and really the gratitude. And so yes, you can pay it forward. You can be in a place, in a space where what you need to do, it's um it's the right thing to do, not to put yourself out there where you're going to end up, getting injured or putting yourself at risk. But you always want to do the right thing. I know sometimes too, we see things happening, and since we're talking about gratitude and doing the right thing, everybody is recording something. If you're on the train or something is happening and somebody is being attacked in a way, people are on their phones. Why are they keeping it? Is it for social media? Are they keeping it for later on? I'm not saying that it doesn't work, right? Where people can really see it. And now with AI, you don't even know what's real and what isn't. Right? But you do want to do the right thing. And you want to make sure that when you're doing that, you're not putting yourself at risk. So the question could be, when I am giving back, when I'm doing something, is there a limit? Is there a limit to how much I can do, being that good Samaritan, being that, and like I said, it's not a blanket statement. People may need to check that from whatever state they're in, country or state here, especially in the US. I don't know about anywhere else. And and find out the legalities around that, because sometimes too, people don't want to help. People may think, oh my God, I may do something wrong, but they're good people in this world. And recently we saw the mom that gave birth in the car while the husband was driving and trying to, the baby was ready to come because they were at a hospital. For those of you who might have seen it, they were at a hospital. She was in active labor. At the time, she was told that, hey, there's, the baby's not ready to come yet, even though the mom was in excruciating pain. However, they were discharged and they just decided, all right, we're going to go to another hospital. But the baby was like, nah, I'm ready to come. And then that happened, right? So when that happened, um, after watching the interviews, baby was born, ambulance, they called ahead. And so thank goodness they were able to get the care that they deserve, the mom and the baby, and they made it through. And there's another case going on also with that. But what I loved about when her husband said, at this other hospital, they were loving, they were kind, they were compassionate. They gave us the care and the attention that we were seeking, that we need. And just know that in tough times, people are going to need sometimes just a kind word. Just a kind word can make a difference. We may not hear a lot of this on the internet. you know, you can pop on and I can teach you how to do something. I tell you to do that. But there are times, and there are enough people who are out here who are bringing, as we would say, they're bringing the word, right? They're sharing with you something that you will need to hear that will make you stop and say, I am so grateful. I am grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful for it all. Usually, too, when folks start off in gratitude, they'll say, I'm grateful for my family, and I certainly am. I'm going to say this, I'm grateful for technology. Yes, I am. I'm grateful for technology. The thing about technology, though, is this. The thing about technology, though, it has its good and the bad about it. And my question to you would be, what are your concerns about this with AI and all of this other stuff? What are your concerns when it comes to technology, and how are we using it? Are we using it for the good? Is it being used for the good, or folks just using it because they can? Do they even care that it could be used for bad ways? People, that does happen. And so, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. But anyway, I'm having some tea tonight. What is this tea called? Let's see. I want a ginger, and it says ginger meringue ginger, some kind of instant tea. You can hear it. All right. It's instant tea, ginger extract, moringa extract. I think it's sugar and honey. I had stopped doing the sugars. And so things taste a little bit different. The thing about gratitude too, a lot of people will have a like a gratitude journal. And my question to you is this: do you have a gratitude journal? Do you have somewhere where you can write down your gratitude? As simple as it may sound, it is so necessary. Necessary that we keep track of the things that we're grateful for, because there are going to be times when there are going to be times when you'll feel as if, you know what, nothing is going my way. You'll feel as if nothing is going my way. And yeah. Hmm. I've thought about that. I've really, really thought about that. When there were moments and there were days that I was just like, what is there to be grateful for? And it does happen, because you can sometimes it becomes overwhelming. Life itself is like it's one thing after another. And sometimes people will say, when am I going to get a break? Right? When am I going to get a break from all of this? When is it my turn? And so then you will say, well, what is there to be grateful for? There's a lot of things. I'm gonna say, if you were to write that down, you would really see, the gratitude. Let me do something here that I did the last time. Since we're here, we're chatting. We are having tea. I am not in a rush. What are you guys up to? What's new for you in this season? And if you've been here before, you'll see that I talk about seasons, meaning I'm just trying to see which one is here. Okay, let's try this. Let's talk about seasons. We're going to see what seasons we're in. Guys, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the hearts, the super chat, whatever it is you feel like doing. Let me know where you are, where you're tuning in from. Sometimes, I do I actually I actually do another broadcast while I'm doing this. So I am going to show you guys how I do it. I've been doing that for a minute, and so I kind of like it. Where are you guys tuning in from? Do let me know. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. where you tuning in from, what's going on with you, what is new in your world. Yes, we are talking about gratitude, darlings. Grateful though challenged. And sometimes, too, people may think that, in order for them to be grateful, it's something traumatic, like something traumatic had to have happened. And that, yes, gratitude is a must when it comes to that. But then it's just could be the small things, the small things. And being able to express that when you see people, you go to the local coffee shop, okay? And the people who serve you, especially the people who serve you, sometimes people aren't very nice. Hey, Lucy, how are you? Good to see you. The gratitude itself. We're talking about grateful though challenge, grateful though we go through things. And my thing is this: even the person who might have served you that tea or that coffee, um, how much do you stop and say thank you? How much do you give eye contact? And they'll say, "Oh, yeah, weirdo. Why is she gonna give looking at me, look into my eyes? Tell me what you see, right?" But no, it's just like, hey, I want to thank you. You give the person eye contact and you let them know that you thank them. Also, when I see people from the armed services, it's just always that thing to say thank you for your service. And there's something that's so sentimental about that when you're able to say thank you. In the healthcare field, whatever you do, it's just, I'm telling you, it's I can't even explain it. It's just the feeling of saying, let's see, let me see what I'm doing here. It's just a feeling of somebody just taking the time out to say thank you. One of the things too, I always talk about gratitude when miracles do happen, right? And it's the time of the year, especially around the holidays. People, they have those good movies, those movies that you just want to curl up on the sofa and just chill, put on some nail polish or something and just chill and just, well, for those who like nail polish, hey Lucy, right? um and you just want to chill and you just want to listen and you just want to see good stories. Sometimes when you turn on the news, everything is just so everything is just like so bad every time. Oh my gosh, I can't take another I can't take another bad news. So with my with this show, I know I used to do the 10:05 p.m. Eastern time, and this was all before all before getting monetized, right? This was all before being monetized. And then, things started to happen. Life became a little bit busy. Life got busy and kind of fell off a little bit, but now I'm getting back into doing the videos. I just decide that I'm just going to come on, I'm going to chat. Few people will come on and they'll watch, and then there are going to be those who will watch on the replay, and I thank you. Let's see. Hmm. Mm. All right, so um, let's see. I don't know. Let's see how that looks. Wow. Okay. There's some things it won't let me do here. But I want to say hello and welcome on in. Really appreciate those of you who are able to stop in, those of you who are able even to spend a minute with me. I really appreciate it. Okay. We're going to do this. Let me see what happened here. I'm seeing what's happening. Um, yeah, guys, just let me know um, what's new with you. And also, even though you're going through challenging times, we already went through a pandemic, and I'm saying even these new babies that are being born, man, we learn to adapt. And that's the thing. Whenever you're going through something new, you do learn to adapt. We are resilient, and I will always say this, but we are also resourceful. You're going to make the best of what's happening. And I always feel that even though when you see, some people say, well, I got the short end of the stick, it's not fair. And there's nothing wrong in the moment to be upset. There's nothing wrong to express how you feel, but you're gonna just, there's a song that say, I pick myself up, dust myself off, and I'll try all over again. But sometimes you really do need support. It happens where people will feel and say, well, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and if I can do it, you can do it too. Or, I did it, so why can't you do it? But there are people who are going to need that support. They're going to need that shoulder. They're going to need that shoulder to lean on. And yes, you want, just like a baby, after a while, you hold their hands and you help them, and then you let them go. And they may have to fall a little bit. Ouch, they're going to cry a little bit. But then after a while, they'll get it. And that's the thing, too. So even if you look at it in life, and sometimes, too, where I don't want to be so harsh, but yet you'll say, I don't want to make anybody so dependent on me that they can't do it themselves. Sometimes people will need it for that moment. You will need it, the oxygen mask. Yes, you're going to need it for that moment until you're able to stand on your own 2 feet, and 2 feet, right? And it does happen. It happens when life steps in. It happens when you lose sight or you lose track of what to be grateful for. You lose track of the things that were considered, um, you lose track of the things that, because it doesn't seem like it's one of the big things. And people think it has to be a big thing in order for me to say, I am grateful and I'm thankful. But every day, I am telling you, in order for abundance to come in, gratitude is that thing that's going to help to usher that in. And I'm saying right now, maybe this is not what somebody wants to hear. Maybe this is not the thing for you, but I want you to come back to this. All right. Before I end this, I want you to really think about it. Go, and if the moment you start to put the things that you're grateful for, that's the moment you're going to see it's going to outweigh the bad stuff. And you are going to start to feel a little bit better. You're going to start feeling a little bit better when it comes to uh gratitude and being thankful and being grateful and paying it forward and just telling somebody, hey, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate every minute. I appreciate every second that somebody comes on. When you come back to the replay, take a listen again and see how I've gone through a bunch of things when we talk about paying it forward, operating in gratitude. And sometimes people are afraid to do good things because they think that they could get hurt, or they could get in trouble, or they don't want people to be dependent on them. I would say this: do what you can. Whatever it is that you're able to do at that moment, you do it. And if you've done it, there's no need to feel guilty about it. That's the only way you're going to claim your peace. That's the only way you're going to not have any remorse, as they would say. People are having some survivor's remorse. I heard somebody who spoke about that, going through the hurricane, and other people didn't make it. They lost their homes, and they were okay going through it. But I'm saying that the materialistic things are still there, but mentally, what they also experience and seeing others go through the same thing. So with gratitude, it could get to the point that you may feel overwhelmed, just like when we talk about abundance and how abundance can be overwhelming. And the same thing with gratitude. And so, if anything that I can leave you with, and anything that I'm going to tell you and say to you is this: gratitude is, it's necessary in order for abundance to come into your life. In order for that to flow, you will need to truly express gratitude in all of the things that you're doing, my friends. So I want to say thank you for being here. If this served you, anything that I shared with you, you can come back to the replay, let me know, and say, hey, Sharon, I wanted to keep this enough so you guys can come back, and I'll release something in a little bit, but I want you to come back to this. Let me know your thoughts. How, uh, is gratitude still here? And even though you may be challenged, do you still have something to be grateful for? Man, oh man. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Until next time, I'll see you soon. No, you guys are coming in now, but thank you.